Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Opinion or Opportunity with your host, me, Don Gringo. So today we're going to talk about the 25th Amendment. We talked about it yesterday, how Nancy Pelosi said, come back today. Well, I'm back. So let's talk about the 25th Amendment. I'm not sure if you guys totally understand what it is, but we're going to do a little brief history on the 25th Amendment. Basically, when we get into it here, I want to show the video first. This is Fox News talking with McEnany about Nancy Pelosi's press conference she held today. And then I want to get into what I've been saying all along is I don't think Biden's running. And you can listen to any of my previous podcasts. I truly don't think Joe Biden's running for president. And I think, this is the tool she's going to use. So let's listen in real quick.
Okay, so Nancy Pelosi doesn't think he's doing well, thinks the medicine's making him a little crazy. So she's creating this commission to evaluate the president's mental and physical fitness using the 25th Amendment. This is what she said.
I think that the public needs to know the health condition of the president. There's one question that they refuse to answer. When was, before he got the virus, and admitted to it, when was his last negative test?
Again, this goes back to the 1994 law, the HIPAA law, where doctors cannot freely talk about your medical. The patient has to sign off and a lot of other things. So I don't know if they can, because even Joe Biden hasn't gone down the medical route, right? He's not willing to turn around and be that transparent, take any tests or do anything. And even if he did, you don't think he's going to release the actual results, do you? So I think right here, this is a little hypocritical. She knows the law. She's been in an office to know that she helped pass the law. And she's done this quite a bit. So I'm not sure if she's a strategic genius at this point. But, I've been saying that about her for a while now. And I think it might change, because I think she's going to hoodwink a lot of Americans. But we're going to finish this up.
When was his last negative test? To make a judgment about the actions that were taken after that. Tomorrow, by the way, come here tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the 25th Amendment, but not to take attention away from the subject we have now.
The 25th Amendment says that the president can't do his job, then the vice president would resume the powers. What do you say about that?
Yeah, that's an absurd proposition from Nancy Pelosi. The only one who needs to be looking at the 25th Amendment is Nancy Pelosi herself. She had that bizarre interview on ABC a few weeks ago. We're in the middle of it after she suggested.
Yeah, if you didn't see that, I played that, and it was like, oh my God, I think the lady had a seizure and reset herself in the middle of an interview. But getting into that, really, when you look at the 25th Amendment, right, there's a lot to be said about the 25th Amendment. The 25th Amendment, though, here's the thing. It says it right here in this New York Post article from today. It says right here, the 25th Amendment ratified in 1967 says a president can be involuntarily stripped of his powers if he is unable to fulfill his duties. This unprecedented move would require 2/3 vote in both houses. The Pelosi-backed bill would have to be passed by both houses and would likely die in the Republican-held Senate. Of course it would. And it would also have to be signed by the president. You do not think Trump's going to sign that bill, do you? Absolutely not. But this is the double-edged sword. So what I didn't show you is at the top of that first article from an interview that was done with Fox News, that was Trump hits back at Pelosi's 25th Amendment move, says her real target is Sleepy Joe. Now, I've been saying this all along. Joe Biden isn't running for office. Kamala Harris was initially backed by Barack Obama. She wasted over $10 million when she was running for president between New Hampshire and Iowa to come in last place. And here we go. Bernie Sanders was running, and he was going to get the nomination until Joe Biden stepped in. And then all of a sudden, Joe gets Bernie Sanders steps back, and then who gets the vice presidential nod? Kamala Harris. So I think this is the tool. And even today, even Sean Hannity puts it out. And Sean Hannity's not wrong on this. And I don't think Fox News is wrong on this. I don't think Trump is wrong on this. No, Pelosi's new plan. Trump says Pelosi is looking at the 25th Amendment to replace Biden with Harris. And you know what? This is where I think I think she still has half a mind left when she's clear. This would be a good move if she can sneak it past the American people. If she could sneak it past both houses, and I don't know what she's going to give up in order to get this signed by Trump. But then again, she doesn't have to. She can get this passed in the House, hold the bill till she sees if she takes the Senate and the presidency. And then if she does that, she can have this fly right through. So we're saying no today, but we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow after, or say actually after November, after the election, if Republicans can hold the Senate. If the Democrats hold the House, they get the Senate and they get the presidency, this bill passes. Joe Biden's out. He's going to keep the majority of the war chest money that everyone paid to him. That's his retirement. Okay, he's going to give some to Kamala, and he's going to see his way out of politics. That's what he's going to do. He's going to pull an underhanded move just like Hunter Biden. You don't think Hunter got it from nowhere. I mean, people just don't grow up and say, hey, let me just go do this. It's a very rare circumstance. Okay, it wasn't like this kid wasn't afforded every opportunity under the sun either. So I honestly believe right now that this right here is the plan. And it's a scary plan, because once she passes this, and yes, this right here does benefit her if she gets it passed in the House, holds off, and she's able to get the presidency and the Senate turned, she wins. But just like the filibuster, when they got rid of the filibuster so they could do what they wanted to do, then they cry foul. So the next president that gets in of a Democrat, then what? When a bill's put forward to remove that president, they're going to cry foul. Well, you can't have it both ways. And this is part of the problem with this situation here. She's going to create something she can't do. Just let the people vote. There's 25 days left. Let the people vote. But by doing this, she's trying to pull her Comey moment with Hillary Clinton. She's trying to do something where it's perception for one thing, but it's actually for another. And you know what? It's not bad. It's not a bad idea, right? I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure you're going to say that I'm wrong, but if you listen to all my previous podcasts coming up to this, if you follow me, you're one of my subscribers and you have followed me, you're going to know that I've been saying this all along, that Biden gets in, he gets out, keeps the money, Harris steps up. I don't know. And of course, Harris is going to pick another woman to be VP. And it's not about being a woman, but she's going to have the ticket she originally wanted, where she failed originally to pass the sniff test in New Hampshire and Iowa, right? I mean, that's the truth. I mean, and everyone, let's face it, she's not likable. She's not likable. She wasn't likable when she was originally running. That's why she didn't get anywhere. People are voting for Biden because they don't want him over Trump. But if you put Kamala Harris against Trump, Trump wins hands down. So this is going to fracture the Democratic Party here. Let me say this again. This is going to fracture the Democratic Party if Pelosi does this. The progressives are not going to be happy because Kamala Harris may be voting, her voting record may look progressive, but all she did was no vote or vote against anything any Republican had their name on. That doesn't make her a progressive. That just means that she can't work across the aisle. She's not a unifier. She's not going to be the person who's going to make the next 4 years better for anybody. If the Republicans hold the Senate, and Biden gets out, she's a lame duck president. She's nothing. She's not going to get anything done, and everyone's going to cry boo-hoo, look at this, the Republicans. The same thing we've been doing as conservatives or centrists or independents, saying, listen, you're just dogging a guy and you're not even giving him a chance to do anything. And I honestly think that there's going to be more information that comes out. Trump's going to release a lot more information because he can. He's the current commander in chief. And then next thing you know, everyone's going to turn around and use this as their stepping stone against Trump. But I got to say, I just see this going in the next 3 weeks bad. You can't say this is going to turn out good. We have 3.5 weeks left. This is going to be bad. Because everyone's going to start slinging some very serious mud. And that's a shame. And that's an absolute shame. And she's playing a very, very bad game. And I think if she plays this and she loses, she's going to not be speaker. She's going to be removed. Her own people will want her removed because she's sued the president. She's impeached the president. She's done everything she can, and she has not won. He's still there. So I think she loses. I think she gets out of politics. That's what I think happens. So I hope she gambles. You know, for her own sake, I hope she's right. But we'll see. I can't see this turning out good. This only solidifies Trump's base. This only makes independents like me look at her and go, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I'm sorry, but she could have done this in private. She could have talked to her people and said, listen, after the election, we're going to roll this out and get Biden out. But she's playing with fire that she doesn't want to be playing with. This is going to be the ending of her legacy. This is going to be her legacy. This is how people are going to remember her. They're not going to remember her from the beginning or the middle. This is going to be how she remembers. She went up against Donald Trump after all her years and decades in office, and she lost. She lost to a man who had 4 years under his belt. And that's going to be a big problem. Right now, this is turning independents like me off. You cannot say this is a good thing. 25 days from the election, Biden's up by like double digits, and you're pulling this stunt. This is the character that issue that I pulled out yesterday with Kamala and Mike Pence. You know, in that podcast, this is the character issue that we're facing here. You want to take the high ground here because Trump's going to shoot himself in the foot, but they don't want to do that. So I'll talk to you next time. I got to get another video out, but I'll talk to you next time. I hope you enjoyed. Again, thank you guys for the love and support. If you are liking what I do, please subscribe, please follow, and of course, more importantly, please share. Thank you so much. And if I don't see you again, have a great weekend.